Hello, everyone. In a first of its kind initiative, Carvale and Citroën India recently joined hands to enable a last mile vehicle delivery model in India. To know more about it, we have with us today Mr. Banwarilal Sharma, CEO Carvale, who's going to give us more details on this initiative. Banwari, welcome to Mobility Conversations.
Thank you, Dipanshu. Thanks for inviting me.
So let's start by talking about this partnership that Carvale has got with Citroën.
Right. So Dipanshu, as you see very clearly, the world is changing quite fast. The world of digital, the world of the automobile sale in the country, elsewhere in the world, where we started off from, let's say, a year and a half ago, and where we are today. I mean, started off as in we've been into this for a very long time, this automobile, let's say, retail. But as you see, things have changed quite rapidly. While the world showed, the developed market showed us some way that what could potentially be there in the future, even the developed countries are taken by surprise in terms of the consumer behavior change, as well as what really is unfolding. So Citroën reached out to Carvale as a partnership opportunity, wherein they would want us to do the last mile delivery, the entire registration, delivery, receiving the car at our yards, and then deliver them to end consumers. And we agreed for it for multiple reasons. One, it is something which actually helps us enable online car buying. And this has been a vision for this organization for a very long time. While we've been doing a lot of stuff around research, let's say compare car tools, let's say providing accurate prices, providing specs and features, photos, 360s, a lot of proprietary content that we write and deliver. We are still a little away from the real car buying, wherein people how they really buy cars, and so this came as a fantastic opportunity. Second, we believe in consumer satisfaction, consumer being the primary subject here. We thought it takes us closer to the consumer, and it was really, really good. We delivered a few cars recently, and the smile you see on the customer's face, the consumer's face, is actually priceless. So these are a couple of reasons why we agreed for it. It is a lot of work, and trust me, this is one of the kind in the country at this scale, but it is truly worth it as far as Carvale is concerned. Citroën is visionary here, and we supported that vision. We thought, let's partner it, and we did it. I think we both did the right thing, Citroën and Carvale.
Clearly, like you said, it's a visionary initiative that both Citroën and Carvale has taken up. How do you see this last mile delivery model really becoming an enabler for the industry?
It could actually be a fantastic enabler, Dipanshu. If you see, not everybody, barring a couple of a handful OEMs who have a reach wherein they can actually afford or have been able to go to large number of cities and towns. India is a fairly large country, really large country, and reaching everywhere with a distribution network is not really easy, not really feasible at times. May not really work for majority of automakers who are beginning, or let's say been here only for a few years. They would reach there at some point, but they may not want to for multiple reasons. Dealer profitability one, their own profitability second, and of course so the thing is this particular model works hand in hand. So this model particularly can be worked as maybe a hub and spoke model, wherein you take large dealerships, you give them opportunity to stock cars and let them operate in larger cities, and smaller cities could be fulfilled with a model like this, like a partner, a Carvale or somebody else, wherein they could take care of the entire distribution. Right. So Dipanshu, the country is fairly large. India is a fairly large country, and it is such massive breadth that we have. It is barring for a few OEMs, which are really large and been here in the country for a very long time. it is practically impossible for a lot of OEMs, cars and bikes, to be able to, let's say, open so many showrooms. It may not be physically viable, and from the dealer and OEM profitability point of view. So I think this model helps enable the entire thing in a way wherein some dealers, some OEMs can choose to take a hub and spoke model, wherein they provide, let's say, the vehicles at a OEM, sorry, a dealer hub, wherein let's say a large city like Mumbai, and then you go on the peripheries, let's say 200 kilometers or 300 kilometers deep, and a company like Carvale or some other, let's say, organization can help with that delivery and registration and the entire thing. Second thing could be an OEM could choose probably, let's say, to not really have a wider network and not really a hub and spoke model, but rather, let's say, do it through factory directly to the plant, which can be done in a way that the car is getting delivered, which happens, let's say, in Citroen's case, the car is actually getting delivered at a Carvale yard, and we then take the car to a customer in the most, let's say, nicest possible way, register it, deliver it with all the, let's say, brand experience. So both of these models are feasible, and OEMs can choose to work with the dealers, and let's say we can plug in. So this model actually enables reaching out, the entire country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and let's say from Mumbai to Bengal, very, very easily, because not you don't really have to be present at every place. Also, it enables the future of car buying, which we started to see, car buying and bike buying both, by the way, that online, which is, you don't really have to, for example, in a scenario wherein you have a very thin network, a distribution network, how do you put up really an online vehicle buying? Because if somebody really looks forward to buying a car a little further away, you have nothing but an apology for him or her. In this particular model, you can probably cater to everybody in the country, because anywhere wherein there is a network which can support, you really sell through that, and where there's no network, you really enable purchases through this model. So to me, this is something which is a revolutionary and a need of the hour, and I'm glad that Citroën brought it to the country, and we're supporting them. I think this is going to go further with a lot of small OEMs and mid-size OEMs, the let's say newer ones, benefiting from it from day zero.
Sure, sure. While these new sort of models emerge, Panwari, how do you see auto distribution overall evolving over the next few years in the country?
So country, I think, would follow suit as far as the world is concerned. We would have multiple layers and multiple ways of distributing the automobiles across the country. There'll be traditional opportunities, like you put up really a retail outlet in each geography which matters to you. Some geographies, which is the traditional current model, depending on the need, you really put up those many outlets for potential customers, and then sell it through that. They'll continue. Some of them would really change the face into becoming smaller one. For example, a particular city, you could have, let's say, 2,000 square feet outlet. In some city, you could have a 20,000 square feet outlet. Today, they can easily probably halved from where are they today, and maybe go to one fourth the size at some point, because not everything really need to be at the outlet, because consumers may not really turn up at the outlet to see the car. What they do today, they may not really turn up there to see the car. They may actually want the car to be at their doorstep, at their office or their home, at their workplace, and they just want to, let's say, take a spin, understand how the vehicle is, and they would probably do it for multiple vehicles and not really do it for one. So they'll do that, and then probably if they really need some kind of trust, which I don't see a challenge today. If you see, people are very comfortable swiping their credit cards online. I mean,
Right.
there was a point in time wherein people would not buy a 200 rupee book online. Today, TVs to fridges to ACs and washing machines and mobile phones worth lakhs get sold online, and people are very comfortable doing that. So It is not really a challenge. They may not really want to have a distress, but if they have, they would just walk up to an outlet and see if somebody is present there, which could potentially be one-fourth the size of it what it is today. To me, while traditionally we've all thought that, and there've been case studies wherein these outlets are seen as brand, what you say, affinity builders and thing. But to me, the dealerships typically across the country suffer if the outlet size and the business outcomes are disproportionate. So there has to be dealer profitability, a goal which I'm sure everybody carries. But it just helps. This model helps that you have a hybrid approach wherein some things can be done online, something can be done, let's say, at the doorsteps, and you reduce the size of the dealership because that's really, really expensive affair in large cities. Taking up a large, let's say, showroom at a prime location costs a lot of money, and that money can actually go back to the dealer profitability. And the third then would be the complete virtual way of selling cars, which again would be either what I explained in the second question, which is either you do it part, which is or you do, let's say, entirely depending on the location. Your partners could be different, but that's something which is going to be prominent again. People are going to choose that mode for multiple reasons. Even dealers would choose. I talked to a lot of people in OEM and dealership space. Trust me, Dipanshu, this is something which is like a buzzword in a way that people, they're resonating with this thought process that you don't really need. And look at what Mercedes did recently, right? What they announced. The future is going to be fundamentally different. Everybody has to work towards profitability. They have to work towards the dealer profitability. They have to make sure that consumers are happy. And consumers don't necessarily get happy when they see 20,000, 50,000 square feet outlet. It may it may be a phenomenon at some point, but with rising real estate prices, may not really be as important. So to me, a model like Citroën, what we did, or a brand new model which will evolve from this one or something else, would take away a lot of from what traditionally is happening in the country as we speak right now. So a lot of things will change, Dipanshu, as I see in the retail distribution. One more thing which I want to convey very clearly, Dipanshu, is the fact that dealerships, the auto dealerships across the country, have put in a lot of faith in the entire ecosystem. When they take up an outlet, they probably invest a lot of money in faith that they'll make money at some point. And I'm a very pro dealer person, and Carval is a pro dealer organization. We want to see them being successful. And it happens when you have innovative ways of auto distribution. Keeping them at the center, of course, not really eliminating them, keeping them at the center. They benefit from it, OEM benefits from it, consumer benefits from it, because ultimately all of these costs, which are ancillary, don't necessarily help anyone. They're just sunk cost, because if you, let's say, if you put up a 200, let's say 200,000 square feet showroom at Marine Drive, the cost is gone really. I mean, it doesn't really benefit the dealer or an OEM or a consumer, but everybody pays, right? So to me, that's something which I wanted to convey, that I think these future retail models are going to help dealers more for sure.
Thank you, Banwari. Thank you for speaking to us. Appreciate it.
No problem, Dipanshu. Thanks for inviting, and have a great day. Take care.
Too.